What's up? Welcome to another BEJ live broadcast. This is not, again, the official BEJ live streaming channel. This is the main channel. As you guys know, we have a channel that's dedicated to live streams, right? The BEJ live channel. The link to subscribe to that, because I know that a lot of you guys haven't subscribed to that channel yet. The link is in the description down below. Today, we have a live interview for you guys. And we will be doing live interviews and other things going forward on the live channel. The only reason I'm doing it on this channel today is to alert you guys again, because some of you guys still don't know of the existence of the live channel. So I'm doing this here, right? I'm doing this here so you guys know. Going forward, we will have interviews like this one and other form of live content on the BEJ live channel. So if you're a person that want to see and engage with that form of content, live content, be sure to subscribe to the live streaming channel, because usually what I did was I would bring the more interesting topics on the main channel, right? Even though it's live still, but I'm gonna stop that. And even if it's something really compelling, really interesting, those interviews and videos will take place, live videos will take place on the official BEJ live streaming channel. The link to that again is in the description down below. All you have to do, 2 seconds, you click the link, you go over to the channel, you click subscribe, hit that bell icon. So whenever we go live daily at 10 a.m. JST, you will receive a notification, and then you can come on, engage, and sometimes you can call in as well, and we can have a conversation, and you can be a part of the discussion. So today we're having Champayne Oden, right? She is a self-employed a teacher in Japan, right? So she's a businesswoman here in Japan. She's self-employed, and we did an interview with her last year about being self-employed in Japan. So she's coming on today to talk with us about how to survive and adapt in times like these, right? Going online, making money online, teaching online. So she's going to tell us about her journey, what she's doing, what she had to do differently right now since the pandemic has come about, right? Most of us, some people are staying home, some people can't work, some people are working online if your job has that option. So I'm going to be talking to Champayne, who resides in Japan as well. She also teaches in Africa from time to time, and she travels as well. And we're going to bring her on and have a discussion. I just saw that she was in the room just now, but for some reason it just went out. I was just about to bring her on, and I saw that she dropped off there. So let me just wait until she comes back on. Let me just send her a quick message, because I was just about to introduce her to the room. Yeah, so she's having some technical difficulties, it seems, on that side. So let's hopefully she's able to access back. But in the interim, again, you guys can also check out the link in the description down below where we did the interview. So after this live broadcast, you guys can go over it, like in the description down below. Click on that, and you can go and actually check out her interview that we did, right? The pre-recorded, edited form interview that we did last year. Really interesting stuff. So you guys can check that out. So she's back, right? So she's back. So that's good. So I'm gonna take her on again, bring her onto the show. Remember again, guys, the live streaming channel is there. We go live every day at 10 a.m. GST. For those of you guys who are interested in that, again, because I know some people don't know about it and they're asking about it. When do you go live? And they have these questions. So again, the link is in the description down below. When I go live on that channel as well, because it's a brand new channel, I will also send a notification over on the community tab, so you can check it, see the message, see the link, and hop on over there. So we're going to be doing that. So it's a daily show. Okay, so Champayne is here, so I'm going to take her on, and then we're going to start right away. No more wasting time. Here goes. Hey, Champayne, what's up?
Oh, good morning. How is everyone?
I'm good. I'm good. It seems like our connection might be a little bit delayed, but let's see. Hopefully, it improves as we go on. Can you introduce yourself to the audience? Tell them who you are and what you do.
Can you hear me clearly?
I can.
Okay, great. All right. So, good morning, everyone. My full name is Champayne, but I go by Miss Champayne. I am from Akron, Ohio. So shout out to LeBron James. And I've been in Japan as an English teacher, private tutor, corporate trainer, and now more recently, babysitter for 12 years in Japan. So what I do as an English teacher, I teach English to children, adults, and professionals. As a corporate trainer, I teach business skills to adults. As a private tutor, I teach subjects to students in Japan who are either Japanese or international students. And more recently, as a babysitter, I provide childcare and English studies to children.
Okay, nice. All right. So you said that
Mhm.
earlier, you said that you have gotten more business since the COVID-19 pandemic, right? And a lot of
That's
people,
right.
have been affected negatively or impacted negatively because
Yes.
of COVID-19, right? But you are the opposite. So can you tell people like how they can maybe go online, talk about your experience first of all with COVID-19 and how you had to maybe pivot or just adapt to what's going on?
Okay, well, thank you for asking. So, my experience with COVID-19, I believe, like the Blacks in Japan, we have a very unique experience here because although we're in a pandemic, I feel that Japan is not quarantined to the same amount that America is. For example, I'm from Ohio. So as you guys know, Ohio and California were like the first two states in the United States to shut down schools. Well, Japan didn't do that until March. So I feel like our experience, number one, is unique because we're in Japan and we're not quarantined. And even more so, number two, Japan has not closed down the hokuens or the nursery schools. Now, in Ohio and California, and probably now all of America, the nurseries are closed, which is a big problem for mothers in America. But here, the nursery schools are open, but the schools are closed, which means that mothers need help with taking care of their children. So that's number two. We because the schools are closed, there's an opportunity for us to babysit. And let me just say one more thing. Since October 9th, 2019, which was 6 months ago, I have personally seen an increase in babysitting.
Okay.
I've noticed that parents, because it was the Rugby World Cup at the time, parents were needing more and more babysitting. So I've seen that trend rise, and I wouldn't say it hit its peak, but it's been steadily rising like this. And I've experienced that because I've been doing that since October 2019.
Okay, okay. So okay, so how important do you think teaching online is, or maybe having multiple streams of income, in light of what's taking place in the world? Because a lot of people have lost income. Some teachers only get paid by how many
Yes.
like hours they work. So it really depends on,
Hmm.
like, a lot of people are suffering right now. Like how important do
Yes.
you think it is to have multiple streams of income, and how easy is it for people to teach online?
Okay, so I'm just writing out your questions. How important? It's the most important thing. I've been in Japan for 12 years. Since 2016, I've been self-employed. And as a self-employed private English teacher, that's how I started. I had multiple streams of income. So I had my own clientele, and then I would work, like part-time for a few companies. But then I got so good at what I was doing that I was able to have mainly my own clientele. And then if I wanted to do like a few part-time gigs for other companies, I can do that. But now that I take that experience and I apply it to this year in 2020 and even 2019, it's the most important thing. My motto is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I
Yeah.
hate to be caught like, with my pants down, with my pants down. I always want to be ready. So I've always kind of been like that anyways, but more so since I became self-employed, because I noticed that in Japan there, it's like, I like to say, it's the circle of life. You have months where you'll make a lot of money, and then you have months when you don't make a lot of money. So if you know your budget and your schedule and your student schedule in ahead of time, then you can pivot and take on other work to cover that lost income. I mean, I think that's kind of like life anyways, especially when you're self-employed. So it's the most important thing to have multiple streams of income. Now, for me, my main job is being a private English teacher. So that's my main job. My second job would be teaching online. And because of this pandemic, I was teaching half of my students online anyways, but now I'm teaching all but one online. So I've been doing that for years. So that's nothing new for me. Number three recently would be the babysitting. So and I haven't really, not because all my students I teach online, I haven't lost any revenue anyways. I've gained like a lot. And like in what month is this? In March 2020, I made $2,000 part-time babysitting. And this is what I call my fun, my play money. Yep. And to answer your second question, how easy is it did you say teach online?
Yeah.
Online? Yeah. Yep. It's very easy to teach online. I actually wrote 4 books. About 2 are for babysitting, 2 are for teaching online. But the 2 for the online, it gives you a 9-step process, or actually it's 10-step process where I teach you how to locate your students, how to teach them, and how to maintain them. And it's easier now because everyone has to stay at home. So I would say it's very easy if you follow my steps, if you follow.
Okay, so for those people, right, because just in case we have people like that are watching and want to supplement their income, or even replace it, since there might not be none for some people,
Right.
what could they do? Like give us some information that they could use like right now, maybe like a website or something that they can look into, so they can leave this broadcast with something of substance. And of course they'll check out your stuff afterwards as well. I'll make sure that I give you the opportunity
Sure.
to promote yourself.
So
yeah, what information can you provide that they can actually apply right now to look into it
right now? Okay, so there's 2 ways. Sorry. Okay, there's 2 ways of getting online students. I prefer the more direct way. Now, the direct way is more for teachers who are already in Japan. All right, so, and also I need to look on my phone because I kind of forget the stuff that I write. I write so many books, so I'm gonna have to look on the phone. All right. But for the direct way, what you would need to do, number 1, is that you need to create a CV and a cover letter. That's step 1. I have a template that I let people use for free. And of course, we can get that to you afterwards. Step 2 would be to, just a moment. Okay, step 2 would be to submit that CV and cover letter to different websites in Japan. And I have a table in the book that I wrote. It gives you, I think, like 7 or 10 different websites. One of them would be like agopass.com. Another would be Find My Native Teacher. Another one would be Hello Sensei. Another one is Hello English. Another one is Enjoy English. Another one is ABC Kara. So you submit your documents to them. Number 3, you have an interview. Now, normally you would have an interview with a staff member, one-on-one in a cafe, but I'm just going to assume they're not doing that right now. So it will probably be an online interview. Number 4, you need to create your profile. And when I say create your profile, it needs to be a very good profile. You can't just say like, oh, native English teacher teaching English. No, that is lame. That says nothing. You need to create a profile that tells exactly who you are, what you teach, and the outcome that your students will gain from having English lessons with you. And I think I also have a profile set up online, set up for the students, for the teachers in the book. So that's already done for you. Step 5. You need to actively refresh your profile. It's similar to like Instagram, where you constantly post, so you have new content. It's like that, but you do it on the website, so you can have your profile, because there's thousands of teachers there. So you need to make sure that students see your profile. Step 6. When students start emailing you directly, you need to email them as soon as possible. What I've done, I've already created a message for you to ask them some questions. Some students are just, you don't want to teach them. Some students you do. And the questions that I have will help you determine if they're serious or not. Step 7, you need to have a trial lesson with your students. Now, because we're quarantined right now, some students might want to meet you. I have one student of mine who still wants to meet because she's stuck in the house all day. But some students might just have an online lesson with you. And I've done that. I think 2 months ago, I was teaching this lady in Aichi.
Mhm.
She obviously we couldn't meet, so she was fine with having a trial lesson. And trial lessons are free, guys. They should be no more than 40 minutes. Let me see. Step 8 is that you begin the job. So you start teaching them maybe once a week. You could even, if you got a little game about yourself, get them to do it twice a week because they're going to be bored. And Japanese people have the dispensable income to take classes twice a week, I think, nowadays. And number 9, you need to actively be pursuing new students. Just because you get one egg doesn't mean you stop laying eggs. And number 10, once you have your money, you stack it, you need to make a budget. We can talk about more of that later, but you need to make a budget. You need to pay your bills ahead of time. That's what I do. And that's it. I mean, it's really quite straightforward, 10 steps.
So okay, so for people who so that detail, that the information you provided just now, is that only for people
Mhm.
residing within Japan, or people outside can also
Yes,
go to these websites and follow the
yes.
process?
Yeah, that was for the direct method of people who are residing in Japan. Those who are outside of Japan, I would suggest you go to indeed.com, indeed.com. They are hiring a lot of English teachers right now. I saw that, especially like in Dubai, in Kuwait, because the Middle East is they are taken out. So I'm assuming they need more teachers. So that would be a good way to get an online job from somebody who has students already. That's one way. Another way, if you want to teach children, I also work with VIP Kid. So VIP Kid, it's a Chinese company. I've been working with them for years, like a long time, a long time. They already have students that are ready for you to teach. So you can always get hired by somebody else who has students. That's what I call the indirect way, but it's quicker and you don't have to build your own student base. I mean, because I know people are, they need money now. So that will probably be the fastest way for those who do not live in Japan.
Okay, okay. So do you feel like there's a
Mhm.
demand right now for online English teachers?
Yes, there's always been. I mean, I've been doing it since 2016. There's always been a demand. It's just like in Japan, it hasn't been as much as a demand because Japanese people like, they want to see you. They're very, face orientated people, which is there's nothing wrong with that. But now because they can't, a lot of businesses are shut. A lot of people are working remotely. So there has to be a demand. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna one more thing, and then I'm gonna ask people to ask questions. So the
Sure.
next thing is, so you think this is something that, because what I say to people is, look, COVID-19 is, like what it caused in the world is something that all of us should learn from, right? We should take this
Yes.
opportunity to just observe what's going on and try to
Mhm.
safeguard ourselves from falling victim to maybe a recession, or
Mhm.
the elimination of our income, mainstream of income. So it's important, as you said earlier, to have multiple streams. So if one goes down, you have something else, and especially online, if you
Yes.
can do something online as well, where you don't have to go out, that also will
Right.
help you as well. And maybe it's a time for people to explore, right? Explore
Yes.
different ways of making money. So if something like this should befall us again, you're ready. As you said, be ready, so or
Right.
stay
Right.
ready, so you don't have to get ready. So
Yes.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like I'm like that anyways. That's why and like just to give you a story, one of my best friends, he lives in Alaska. He's
Mhm.
from Nigeria and he calling me, he was like, "Oh my God, this is happening, woo woo woo." And I'm like, "I'm chilling." I said, "I'm not panicked. In fact, I'm making more money." And I kind of got the impression that he got offended with me saying that, but I wasn't trying to make anybody feel bad. I'm always trying to get people up on game. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I've been stacking my dough for so long. So this is nothing more than a vacation. And not really, because I still babysit and English teach every day. So yeah, I just think people need to be ready. And I also feel that not to get too much off topic, but when it comes to some foreigners that are in the United States of America, I really feel that a lot of foreigners, they come to America and they kind of get relaxed. It's like their survival that they had before it kind of just fizzled out because maybe they feel like, oh, I'm in America, I'm good. No, you're not good. You still have to grind for your money. So I think that's kind of where my friend is. He's kind of stuck right now. He cannot work. And this is one of the smartest people I know. But I just feel like because he went to America and now his ambition and drive is just like he's gotten too comfortable, and you can never get too comfortable in anybody else's house or even in your own house. So I just want people to remain, just keep, stack your money and just be ready.
So you said he moved to America. Where was he from?
Oh, he's from Nigeria. Sorry, he's Nigerian.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So before we get into the questions, can you tell people where they
Mhm.
can find you online and get your books as well?
Yes, you can. The easiest way to get me is on Instagram, and it's Private Lessons with an S Japan. Private Lessons Japan. That's the quickest way. The second quickest way would be YouTube, and my YouTube channel is Private Japan. Just type in Private Japan, and I'll come right up. Those are the fastest ways to access my books. I would just go to Amazon.com. Just type in Champayne Oden, and a whole list will come up. Now, I do have to say something. The 4 books I just wrote about the pandemic, 2 were babysitting, 2 were online. I don't want to like talk bad about Amazon because I love Amazon. I've been with them for years, but I think some of my books have been blocked because they actually told me, like, I don't want to say too much, but they were like, you got to change your wording. And I was like, but I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm telling people how to survive. And they were like, yeah, whatever. You still got to change your wording. So I've changed my
Right.
wording and I've re-uploaded, but it's still not shown as live. So if you don't see the pandemic books, you're going to probably have to get those directly from me. And I'm considering even making them free. People, like, I'll put them on my website. The people can just click the link and get it from there, because I can't believe how I can't upload these books about how to survive the pandemic. It's like Amazon. I'm not dissing Amazon, but I don't know what exactly the problem is because I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm not blaming any one particular country for this pandemic.
But you know what? The thing is, it's a very sensitive subject matter, and like YouTube is also taking down videos. It really depends. It's very very sensitive. So if it depends
Mm-hmm.
on definitely the verbiage, it depends on the content as well. It depends on,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, even just the perception, because they're extremely strict. So I just so yeah, that might be a reason. But yeah, you're
Ah,
extremely
okay.
fast because already you have books produced, guys. So Champagne is a book
Yes,
producing machine. Okay, so if you guys
yes,
want
I
to see
am.
the full interview, go check out the link in the description down below, both on Facebook and on YouTube, to get the full story. I dropped the link as well to her channel, so you guys can check that out as well. And I believe the website should be there. What's your website?
My website is private. Oh, sorry, just a moment. You would think I would know this. Hold on one second, guys. So I got so many things. Let me
Can
just say,
people?
I'm writing my dissertation. So my dissertation is like 10,000 words. So that's in my brain right now, too. So I'm a little bit,
Okay,
so
no
just a moment.
problem. Question: can people locate the link on your YouTube? Like if they go there, can they find the link to your
Oh,
website?
yeah, it's on my YouTube. Yeah,
Okay, so if it
absolutely.
okay, so people can find it because I just dropped the link there. So once you find that,
Yeah.
you can talk
Oh,
about it. Yeah, it
thank
copywriting is a very sensitive thing right now. So guys, can you ask questions? So if you guys have any questions for
right.
Champagne, we're gonna like do a Q&A session for maybe like 5-10 minutes at the most. So if you have a question, let me know. Someone was asking again. I know you said it before, but they were asking like what you do in Japan. But before you answer that again,
Mhm.
I want to remind you guys who are watching the replay, we're watching live, to check the link in the description down below to subscribe to the official BEJ live streaming channel.
Mhm.
This is not the channel that's dedicated to live streams. I just come on this from time to time to alert you guys to the existence of that channel. So going forward, we will have more interviews
Mhm.
like this and other live content as well. And even if they're really interested, it will be on the live channel, which is brand new. So if
Oh,
you're
I got a
interested
new subscriber.
in
Thank you.
live content, all right. So if you're interested in live form content, we go live daily at 10 a.m. JST Japan Standard Time on that channel. Link again is in the description down below. So Champagne, yeah, what's your answer to that question? What do you do in Japan? Someone is asking again.
Oh, okay. So what I do in Japan, I've been here 12 years. What I did when I first came, I was an English teacher, and then I became a kindergarten teacher. Then I became an oral communication teacher. Then after that, I was a language arts and math teacher. Then I was a pre-kindergarten teacher. And I had gotten so fed up with nonsense from schools that my immigration lawyer suggested to me that I become self-employed. So since 2016, I've been self-employed as a private English teacher, which means I teach one-on-one lessons to adults, children, and professionals. I'm also a corporate trainer, which means I teach business skills to adults. And I'm also an online teacher. So I can teach online to kids, adults, and professionals. But more recently, since October 2019, I've been babysitting as well, which means I'm a babysitter, English teacher, and child care provider. So I cover the rainbow in terms of teaching.
Okay,
Hopefully
so
that
you're
answers it.
self-employed in Japan. You're self-employed as well, right?
Yes, I'm self-employed. Yes, self-employed.
Okay, so some more questions. Someone is asking, do you need a degree to teach English? I think they're asking about online. So those website that you spoke about, is a degree, a bachelor's at least mandatory?
That is a very good question. And for Japan specifically, you need at least a 2-year degree, an associate. And I believe they just want 2 years. I don't know if it has to be a degree per se, but 2 years should be fine. You can also use a 2-year degree to teach inside of Japan as well. For the other, like for the websites Indeed and VIP Kid, you might need a degree, but I can't remember. So you might just have to check that each company, they have their own rules. So guys, you'll just have to check that one because I can't answer for all online companies.
Okay, so it might be possible for people to teach online without a degree, right? So that's a
Yes,
possibility.
I absolutely think so. Yes.
Okay, someone asked, Busy Mike asked, what motivates you to work so hard? What's your motivation?
Well, I'm when I was younger, much younger. I was a sprinter. I'm still very athletic, so I'm a retired semi-professional ex-sprinter, and I was that for about half of my life at that time. Not now, because I'm old now. So I've always been very aggressive, anyways. And you can only be aggressive so much on the track. And now I've taken that aggression out into academics. Well, I've been academically aggressive anyways, but now I'm using that aggression to make money. So it's really good. I love being an athlete because that aggression you have in the classroom, on the track, you can take it to the classroom and you can take it to the corporate world. So that's why I think I still work very hard.
That's what I tell people. That's what I was saying yesterday about the discipline, right, that you get from that,
Yes.
that competitive spirit, all that you can channel it into other things as well.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
someone is asking, did you grow up in a two-parent household?
Two-parent, how? Okay. I mean, yes, but
I'm
that's
not
a
sure if
weird
it's
question.
relevant, but I guess someone
Okay.
maybe they're trying to say, well, people that grow up under those circumstances perform better. I'm not sure. So maybe I'm not sure what the
No,
motivation.
see, guys, that's not true at all. Okay, all right. So I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable for you guys. Okay, so my parents broke up when I was 15, which I don't want to dog my dad or anything, but that was the best thing ever for the relationship and for the children as well. So yes, I grew up in a two-parent household, but they broke up when I was 15, which was better. So just because you have two parents does not mean you're going to make it. And it doesn't mean those two parents are positive people. It doesn't mean that you are loved and that you're going to get everything you need. That's just not life. And I don't want to be harsh on people, but I don't want anybody to think that I came from a privileged background, because I did not. I grew up poor. I mean, it's not like poor like in other countries, but everything I've worked for, I had to earn, and my mom made sure I did earn it by running track. I got a scholarship to go to university, a track scholarship academic to go to university. I got a scholarship to go to London. I got a scholarship to go to where else did I go? To China. I got a scholarship to go to Cuba, but I earned those things. And I believe that if my parents had been together, I don't know how successful I would have been, to keep it 100, because I'm highly successful with having a single mom. But my father was always there, but they broke up when I was 15. So I don't want anybody to think, oh, I have a two-family household, so I'm going to make it, or I have only one parent, I'm not going to make it. That is not true, guys. And you can take it from me. Like, Yeah. Sorry, did I answer their question?
I think so. I think it depends on the parents because you can
Yeah.
have good parents and bad parents. So I think it comes down to uh,
Yes.
how good the
Yes.
parent or parents are. This question by
Mhm.
Bagman said, "How often do you use Japanese every day in your business ventures, and how difficult is it to navigate Japan without any Japanese language skills?"
Oh,
So,
good question. So, do I use Japanese every day in my business ventures? It really just depends because I'm an English teacher. So, I'm teaching English in class. I try not to speak Japanese because my students will start speaking Japanese. Um, do you need Japanese in Japan? It depends on your industry. If you're a teacher or if you're in the military, no. But what my other coworkers have told me, not coworkers, colleagues have told me, they said if you're like an engineer or if you're into comic books or something like that, they said that you would need to speak Japanese. But guys, when you come to Japan for the first time, don't worry about speaking the language. It's the culture you need to learn. Even when I do business in Japanese, I have my translator there. My job is not to be a translator. My job is to get the job done and let the translator do her job. I understand Japanese very fine, and I actually can speak it when I actually need to. But it's not my job to be a translator. That's not, unless you are a translator, that's not your job. Your job is to do the business. Let the translator do her or his job. So I hope that that helps. And you can learn Japanese as you're here. So
yeah, some people would argue though that learning the language is important or it helps to learn the culture as well because the culture itself is almost like interwoven in the Japanese language
yes,
as well. So some people,
absolutely. And I agree with that. I agree with that. But if you don't know the language, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I think people
it's
need to
possible.
like even
It's
because yeah, I think people need to focus on what they came to do. And if you're not an interpreter, then don't worry about it. You'll learn the language. You'll pick it up as you go along.
Someone asked where you reside, but I think you're in Tokyo, right? Tokyo?
I'm in Tokyo. Yay, Tokyo. Tokyo Skytree's over there.
Someone is asking why stay in Japan?
Oh, very good question. Well, to be honest, I've been out of Japan since I was 21, 23. So I've been here 12 years. Before that, I was in London for 4 years. And before that, I was in China. So I left America when I was 21, 23 because I got into a car accident. So I couldn't run track anymore, which was very devastating to me. But that started my teaching international life. So, it is what it is. So I've stayed in Japan because I noticed that as a Black American female, when I am overseas, I do not deal with racism. And it was a relief. I was like, wow, I can just go into a store and chill. I don't have to worry about racist white people in America, suspected white supremacists, bothering me all the time. So when I was in London, didn't have to do with it. When I was in China, at that time, I did not have to deal with it. In Japan, I don't have to deal with it. So I just want a place where Blacks can come, be free, make our money, do our economic game, and just be happy. Like, I don't feel like we should have to be discriminated against just because we're Black. And if we are, then maybe, we need to go somewhere else. So that's why I'm in Japan. I'm happy.
Okay, so Enola, so you're happy that's important. Enola asked,
Mm-hmm.
since you teach in Africa, are you teaching them online
Mm-hmm.
since the pandemic? Do you still teach
Um,
online or no?
I what I would say that was the plan, and that may still be in the works, but they have to have the money to for me to be able to teach them, if that makes sense. And right now, everyone is squeezed. Like Rwanda is squeezed, Ghana is squeezed. So sometimes you have to discontinue programs if you can no longer afford them.
Okay, so just a few more questions
Mhm.
really quickly.
Mhm.
One person is asking, how do you plan to grow your business from here? So they're asking like, how do you plan to, grow your business going forward?
Well, I have so many business ideas. Well, once my permanent residency is granted, I can officially open up my cram school. And then my plan is to, teach not me, other teachers, because I'm tired of teaching. Other teachers, I want to employ other teachers so that they can teach Japanese children and other children. Everyone's welcome to come to my school to learn. I also eventually want to open up an international school. If I'm going to be employing people, I would like, and I'm assuming most of the people are going to be Black because I'm Black. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to not hire non-Black people, but I'm just saying if I'm hiring people who happen to be Black, I think it's important for them to also have an international school for their children to attend, because there's not any Black international schools in Japan, not none. So that's something I would like to do.
Okay, okay, nice, nice.
Mhm.
And it's possible, right? So just to cap off again, just to tell people again where they can find you online. And again, guys,
Mhm.
this has been Champagne. Champagne is self-employed in Japan. If you guys want to
Yes.
see the full Melanated Files interview, check the link in the description down below. You can click on that, go over there. You can watch the interview. There's links as well to her website and all that good stuff as
Mhm.
well. And yeah,
Yes.
so she said that since the pandemic, she's gotten more business as well. So
Yes.
something to think about. If you right now you're strapped for cash, consider looking into teaching online. Right, look into
Yes,
it,
absolutely.
see the requirements, right? And then again, you can watch over this live to get some insights from Champagne as well. She has books as well. And what you said, people can find you on Private Lessons with an S Japan on Instagram,
Yes.
right?
Yep, that's right. That's the fastest.
And then your YouTube channel is Private Japan as well. And all the information, all the links and stuff are there as well. You can find her books. She has a ton of books as well. And more recently, a book about, I guess, teaching in the pandemic and babysitting.
Yes, that's right. Teaching English online in the pandemic and babysitting. Yes. And does anyone have questions about babysitting in Japan? Because I mean, like I said, I made $2,000 last month part time
Yeah,
doing it.
that's
So,
impressive. Let's
mhm.
yeah, let's see if anyone has any questions about that. Someone, I'm not gonna ask that question because someone, I don't know. Do you want me to ask whatever question I see? Because
Yeah, they can ask whatever.
I'm skipping over that. You know what? It's a relationship status question, so I think
No, oh yeah, let's talk about relationships. I wrote a book on that too. I'm ready.
Oh, wait. So someone said Champagne mentioned permanent residency. Is she giving up her U.S. Residency? That's not how that works. If you have a permanent resident in Japan, you can retain your citizenship from whatever country. But if you need to if you want to become a Japanese citizen and are qualified for it, then you have to relinquish your citizenship from whatever country you're from.
That's
Um,
correct.
so is that something for you? Are you planning to do that? Like, are you planning to relinquish
No,
your
not at
citizenship?
all.
Okay.
Because what I've noticed being a Black American, with that passport, I have so much power. There's no way I would give that up for a Japanese passport. I mean, I know Japan is great. I love it here. I love the people. I love the opportunities. But from what I've seen internationally, their passport don't hold as much weight as American one. And plus, I teach in Africa too, so I need that Americanism when I go to the continent, not Japaneseism. It this doesn't transfer well in Africa.
Okay. Someone is saying they need a babysitter.
I'm ready.
Someone is asking, can men do babysitting? Like, can men do it?
Yes, men can do babysitting. Absolutely. The only drawback I would say, if you're an attractive Black man, the moms, I'm sure, wouldn't mind, having an attractive male babysitter, but the fathers would. So that would be the only drawback I would say.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
Okay, so that could be a
But
problem.
I mean, but apply by all means. Apply. Go to Care Finder. Just type in Care Finder Babysit Japan, and the link will come up, and you can apply. You can tell them that I referred you.
You said carefinderjapan.com?
I don't know if it's .com or .co.jp. So maybe
Okay.
just Care Finder Babysit Japan, and then their link will come up.
So Carefinder Babysit Japan,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you can
Just Google it. Google it.
okay, so Google that, guys. Carefinder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. Okay. Okay, so you guys, like, I'm trying to type this thing for some reason. It's not crossing over. So Carefinder Babysit Sitter Japan. And I think you know what? As you know, you can share your experience with that as well, because in Japan, that's a big thing in terms of parents not being able to watch their kids because some
Yes.
of the nurseries are full. You can't find a spot. It's a massive challenge in
It's a
Japan, especially Tokyo.
problem.
Even us, we face that sometimes as well. So how, like, talk about your experience being a babysitter. It might be a booming industry for some people to enter in.
I'm sorry. The website is carefinder.jp. Sorry about that.
Okay, carefinder.jp. So yeah, tell us about your
JP, yeah.
experience being a babysitter in Japan.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just give you the experience, and then you guys can ask me more questions. Well, technically, I've been a babysitter since 2017, which was 3 years ago. The reason why I joined is because my one of my online students, who's Japanese, she moved to Canada, and she was telling me that she has a babysitter, and I was like, "Oh, really?" I said. So I was thinking like, okay, an American babysitter. I said, "Your babysitter 15 years old?" She was like, "No, she's like 40." And I was like, well, how much? I said, if you don't mind, how much do you charge the babysitter? She said like $30 an hour. And I was like, really? Because
Mhm.
that's the starting rate for teaching English lessons. So I asked her, the babysitting agency, and I interviewed with them and I got the job. But I haven't actively done it until October 2019. So yeah, but anyways, being a babysitter, I really love it because number one, it's easy money and it's fast money. And it's very easy to not only get chosen as a babysitter, but you can also apply to babysitting jobs. Um, in
What's
terms
the process
of
like?
yeah,
Okay, sorry, continue.
yeah, no, like when you say talk about being a babysitter, like, do you mean
Like,
like what? Who do I
like,
work for? What are the hours?
yeah, like in terms of the process, like if someone is interested, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Especially in
Oh, I
Japan,
can talk
because yeah, because in Japan it's like I would imagine. Well, I know it's a probably a booming industry because like being a parent myself, I understand this
about.
the struggle, right, of needing a
Hmm.
babysitter. We so whenever we require that, we have a Japanese friend that's really close to us, like a family member, and like she would, if she's available, she would look after our daughter in those circumstances. But it's usually
Hmm.
hard to find someone that you can trust. It's hard to find someone,
Yes,
to do that. So what was the
absolutely.
process like for you personally, and how have you find or found that experience?
Okay. And how I found it. Okay, so the process for me was very, easy. It was easy. I did my cover letter, CV, sent it to CareFinder. They emailed me like the next day. I interviewed like 2 days later. They took my picture, I created my profile, and bam, it was really simple. It took like really 1 week, maybe even 2 or 3 days, maybe
Okay.
even 8 hours. You know what I mean? It was a very, very fast and quick process, and it was straightforward. I really liked the process because it wasn't hard. And I find the experience to be something, it's very different because babysitting really falls under the English teaching, and kind of to a certain extent, childcare industry. So it's kind of like all together. Now, as a babysitter, one thing you do need is the correct visa. So I have the humanities visa, which means I'm self-employed, so I can pretty much do what I want. But as a babysitter, I also have to teach English because so I do both services because you don't want to violate your visa. Okay. So when you're babysitting, also teach. So read a book, sing songs, things like that. Now, if you don't have the right visa, if you have the E visa, which is instructor, you need to apply for what they call permissions to engage in other activities that are not designated by your visa. So you need to take some paperwork to immigration and they can do it. Okay. But other than that, the process is straightforward. I'm really enjoying it. Like I'm actually almost in love with this process because number one, I found a unique niche that is growing and I have like long-term clientele. Number two, I'm really able to understand the needs of the parents and of the child and grow with them. Number three, the money is excellent. You can set your own price, you can set your own rates, and it's a nice steady income. Now, like I said, babysitting is my third job. My third job. It's not my first, not my second, but my third. So it's an extra gig and it's always there. People need babysitters daily. So you can always apply to jobs, which I do sometimes, but mostly people send me invites or I just have my regular long-term employee. Not they're not my employees, but regular long-term families. So I
Okay.
really enjoy it.
Okay, just a few more questions and then we're going to conclude.
Mhm,
Someone asked, as a well, this one might take a while to answer, but someone asked before
mhm.
that. So there's two questions right now. Do they do a
Okay.
background check to see if you're safe and responsible enough to be around children? So anyone that wants to
Mhm.
apply, for instance, is there a screening process to vet the person?
Yes, but it's not like America's. I find, to be honest, I find Japan and Asia in general, their background checks to make sure you're cool to be around kids is very lacking. And I don't know what that is, but I do know in Japan, they're not allowed to really do background checks because they have to respect your privacy as a person.
Okay, really?
So that's just, which is crazy to me. If, in my professional opinion, if you're going to be around kids, people need to screen you to make sure that you can be around kids. But in Japan, the most that they do, I give them my gaijin card, which is alien registration card, and maybe my passport, and that's it. That's it. Mm.
Okay, okay. All right, let's see.
Hmm.
This one is, as a self-employed person, how do you handle health insurance, life insurance, and employment insurance?
Oh, good question. So health, life, hold on, and employment insurance. Good question. Okay. Okay. So, guys, we'll start with health insurance. Because I am self-employed, I have to pay health insurance like each month. But I've gotten so good, and also with my taxes, we can talk about that a little bit. I've gotten so good at really being self-employed that my health insurance for 2019, I believe, was what was it? $160 for the year. Now, when I was employed, I was paying $2,600 for the year, but now I'm paying 160 for the year because I'm self-employed. So check, that's easy. Life insurance, I do have a few life insurance policies. They're not Japanese. As a non-Japanese person, I don't think we're allowed to get life insurance policies because we're not fluent in the language and something. That's what they told me. I don't care. So you can get a life insurance policy from the US and you can get one from the UK. So I have one from both. So life insurance is really easy. Depending on how much you want to leave behind, your premium can be $20 a month, 30, 100. Like the higher it is, the more the payout it is when you die, when you pass on. Employment insurance. I have disability, which goes along with one of my life insurance policies that I pay once a month. And I think I pay, what is it? It's either 50 or $60 a month I pay for disability. So if I get hurt on the job or if I can't work, then my salary will be covered. So it's important to have those boxes checked when you're self-employed, and even when you're employed as well, but especially when you're self-employed.
Okay, so for the people who, so for babysitting, for instance, just going back a little bit, for people in Japan who need to supplement their income,
Hmm.
babysitting is something that they could do in the interim,
Yes.
especially now where, well, maybe if people, because now we're under a
Now.
state of emergency, is this now
Mhm.
it's still good, even now with state of emergency when most
Yeah,
people are still okay, okay, so it might be something
absolutely. I just
that,
babysat on Sunday twins. I made $90 for babysitting twins for a few hours.
okay, okay, all
Yeah,
right,
it's still going on now. Every single day I get a text, I get text messages throughout the day from Care Finder about new jobs. It happens all day long. Yeah. Last month I babysat so much. I babysat every single day because Shinzo Abe, the prime minister, he closed the school. So the moms needed me. So I babysat every day. I made a lot of money. The same with this month. And I am guessing it's going to be the same with next month because Japan's coronavirus cases are around 10,500. So I don't think they're going to be opening schools next month. I think it's a little bit too dangerous. So I'm guessing that schools are going to be closed. So they're going to need you to
and I
babysit.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and I think that might be an industry in Japan overall, like especially Tokyo. Babysitting is probably something in high demand. I would think,
Yes.
though they do have
Yes.
this service, I believe, in City Hall where you can find these older Japanese women who you can
Hmm.
like get them, and then you can get them to come to your house as well. In each city they
Hmm.
have that as well. That's an option. I think, is it free? I don't know. It might be free or a low cost. So they have that there. I'm not sure how many old people they have that do it,
Right.
but that's something too that's out there as well. But again, Champagne, just tell them where they can find you online, and we're gonna conclude. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for
No
coming on.
worries, no worries. I'm ready to chop up game anytime. So, guys, you can find me on Instagram. Message me private lessons with an S Japan, private lessons Japan. YouTube is the second fastest way, which would be private Japan. Just type in private Japan and I will come up. Yep. And I pretty much respond to everybody very quickly, unless I'm babysitting, of course, or English teaching. But yeah, hit me up, guys. I'm ready. I'm
Right.
ready. Oh, and just one more thing. I have a question. Guys, I was thinking about having a webinar maybe on Friday to talk about how to teach babysitting. Oh, sorry, not how to teach English online, and possibly doing a separate webinar to, thank you, a separate webinar to teach people how to be babysitters. Is that something you guys would be interested in this Friday? Because that's something I was thinking about doing. And it'll be a free hour webinar.
Potentially, maybe, but the thing is, it depends. Let's see what they say. But once they
Okay.
get on here, once they follow you and stuff like that too, they'll
Yeah.
see it. Definitely. So, guys, if you're interested in that, check out Champagne's channel. I dropped the link in the
Yeah.
description already, and
Thank
also
you.
the interview. So the links are in the interview description as well, and then you can find her on Instagram at Private Lessons with an S Japan, and you
Mhm.
can find all that as well. So someone said yes as well.
Yeah,
So absolutely, people say please. So guys, if you're
please.
interested in that, go and follow her on Instagram. The link that
Okay.
is the handle, or the link to her YouTube channel as well is in the description. Well, let me just drop it. I think this is it, right? Oh, there it is. So there it is
Thank
again.
you.
That's the link to her channel. So check it out, and you can find all the avenues to contact Champagne there. Champagne, thank you so much for your time again. I appreciate it.
No worries.
I'm pretty sure people found this valuable. There's some value in it. I'm
Hmm.
sure, at least for a few people, definitely. So thank you so
Hmm.
much, Champagne. Have a wonderful day. Be safe
Me too.
and take care.
Oh, I will. Bye.
All right, bye for now. Okay, guys, so that was Champagne, right? So yeah, so of course she provided a lot of information for you guys, so you can find her again. The link is there to her channel where she shares information about similar subject matters like she spoke about on this live stream as well. Find her on Instagram, DM her, send her a message. You can reach out to her that way as well. You can get her books, you can check out her website. She has a wealth of information, like serious serial entrepreneur hustler, like she don't play. Okay, so definitely check out her stuff as well. And guys, thank you for coming on. Again, this is the official, well, not the, this is not the live streaming channel. This is the main channel. If you guys want live content like this, again, check the link down below for the live streaming channel link, the official live streaming channel link. Some of you guys are still not subscribed, but interviews like this one, I was gonna do this on the live channel, but I told the guys over there that I'm gonna come over here just to give you guys another opportunity again. If you're interested in this, only if you are, because if you're not, I understand. Um, but if you want more live interviews like this, different discussions, just a variety of live content, go over and check out that channel. The link is in the description down below. So we'll be conducting more interviews. So the next upcoming interview, like this one, will be on the official live streaming channel. So only if you're interested in that, you can consider subscribing to that channel. Right. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed to this channel as yet, also consider subscribing. And we go live on the official live streaming channel. I've said that like 10 times already, daily at 10 a.m. JST, guys. And yeah, once we hit 1,000 subscribers on that channel, and we're able, to go outside and venture beyond the borders of Japan, we will be doing live streams everywhere that we go as well on that channel. So live content, which is not for everyone, I understand that. But if you're interested in that, it's a unique experience. Go over there and be sure to subscribe. Guys, thank you so much again. I appreciate you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for joining me daily. I appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye for now. I appreciate you. Kiss